Hello and welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is John Lester, and in today's episode we'll be talking about smart devices. I'm joined in the studio by Tyson Soutter, a Global Business Development Manager for Digitalisation at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. Tyson, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, John.
Give us an insight into what smart devices are.
So now with the lower cost to entry within our market, the flexibility with connectivity, the less requirements around running cables, you've got all these different devices popping up in the market. So they can basically be stuck on the wall and add a value straight away. We're seeing light fittings with extra sensors. We're seeing a lot more data points coming from the traditional devices. So everywhere we're seeing is just like more power, more data collection, and just huge amounts of data adding value into our traditional space.
So where we used to see large manufacturers, large companies creating all of the peripheral devices that also went with software offerings and things, we're actually seeing now smaller companies who are able to deliver this data collection device.
Definitely, and bringing them all together is becoming even more important. So the ownership of data and how can we bring all this smart devices so that we can utilize all this valuable devices being stored all across our building is the topic that most owners are really kind of facing today.
And you mentioned flexibility of connection. What do you mean by that?
Normally what would happen is that you have to run power, you have to run cables, you have to get an electrician or someone's qualified to be able to do that. It sometimes will require shutdowns of electrical boards. So automatically you can see just the cost to install very simple sensors becomes incredibly costly. And it has to be compatible with a certain type of system on site. Now we see buildings with wireless networks with them. There's many types. There's LPWAN, LoRaWAN, mesh networks. There's many solutions. But now we can say, let's install something cheaply. It can even be temporary, but it's now being driven of, let's solve a problem by putting a device there. So you can look at really technical problems like measuring the heat loads in switchboards or looking at vibration analysis or even just measuring indoor air quality. This is all stuff that can be done at a very low cost solution, and it can be prototyped. So you can really roll it out and put it in your building or just trial it out in one section of the building. So
you can take something and start to use it and see if it works. And if you see value from it, you can start to use it in other parts of the building as well.
So you can, exactly right. And if it really stems from, I've got a problem, how can I solve it? I don't need to fully commit to a solution. I can put a bit more extra sensing data in my building and understand the problem and then come up with a very concrete solution to solve it.
So we have new people and new entrants into the market creating sensors which at a low cost are able to collect more information than we've collected before. Single sensors are starting to collect multiple data points rather than just one or two focused data points. What does this enable us to do? What can we use? What's changed in what we're able to collect?
Makes us be able to look past temperature complaints as a nuisance or a pesky tenant saying that they're not happy with whatever it may be. We can say, let's prove it. Let's measure it. And that means it gives credibility to solve problems. And this really enables the building owners to maintain their leasing space. Like really kind of go back to someone with some evidence saying, yes, this is valid, let's fix it. Or no, this is actually what we expect to see happening. So it does show the good or bad. It's very much a double-edged sword. And we talk about this all the time, that the data doesn't lie. So at least it will solve some of these problems that we face in a large portion of
the smart sensors, the smart devices bring the transparency which is delivered by data.
Yeah, and that's the common message with any of this. It's if you make the data available to the right people, they can make the right decisions.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
And thank you all for joining us here on Buildings of Tomorrow. Please feel free to comment, like, and share this episode, and ensure to subscribe to us here on this channel. We'll see you again soon.